Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is about wood chips and why do homesteaders love wood chips so much? Well, I think reason number one is they are commonly free. When you're homesteading, you want to be frugal, you want to reuse and recycle everything that you can, put it back into the farm and make it useful, and you can commonly get wood chips for no charge. Tree services usually chip up the branches or trees that they cut down, turn them into wood chips, and they need a place to dispose of them, and homesteaders are commonly happy to take the wood chips off their hands. Sometimes they'll drop them off at your location for free. Sometimes they ask you pay for fuel. Sometimes you may have to pay for them. Honestly, the way I've had the most success is as I'm driving around, I see somebody with a wood chipper, I stop and say, hey, what are you doing with those wood chips? And every time I've done that, I've been able to get wood chips either on that particular job, or they say, hey, this is spoken for, but tomorrow I've got another job. And we've gotten quite a few wood chip piles like that. All right, so you got something free as a big pile of material. What are you gonna do with it? So one common use of wood chips is essentially for weed suppression. In our case, we use these to help suppress weeds in our walkways of our garden. Whether you have a garden set up like this with kind of a raised bed type format or just an in-ground use, wood chips are a great way to suppress the weeds in the walkways. People also commonly will just put them all throughout their garden. Bare soil is always going to be covered with something. So if you don't choose what it's going to be covered with, oftentimes nature will. So even just with that throughout your garden, by covering with wood chips, you're helping suppress weeds or unwanted species coming up through the ground. Speaking of garden beds, when you have a deeper raised bed, it can be quite expensive to fill the entire raised bed with some sort of organic soil that's good for your plants. So you can do the first few inches with wood chips. Wood chips eventually break down and become soil themselves, and leave those top few inches with that nice high quality soil that your plants need when they first start to grow. By the time they reach down to those wood chips, the plant is well established, and a lot of those wood chips will have converted to soil themselves. So another use, especially in our case, having new construction and living in an area that has kind of clay-rich soil, is you're going to have areas of bare ground. Anytime you have property, there's going to be some low-lying spots, some muddy spots. So we actually use the wood chips to help stabilize those muddy spots, fill in when they're a little bit low, and eventually that, of course, is going to break down into soil, and it's much less expensive than trying to get who knows how many truckloads of soil to fill acres and acres of land. This can be an economical way. Does it give you fertile, rich soil immediately? No, it does not, but over time, it'll get you right where you need to be. So one final use in our case is for rutted areas. Areas a little farther away from our home that we didn't have professionally graded. Some of them have some ruts in them, maybe from construction, maybe from when this land was logged, but certainly wasn't a golf course at any point. So there's going to be some areas that are a little uneven. And again, the cost to get good quality topsoil and fill in all those ruts would just be cost prohibitive. I don't know how many dump trucks it would take, but it'd be an eternity of them. So wood chips can be a good way to go. A little bit over time, fill in some of those deeper ruts with maybe bigger logs even to begin with, backfill with wood chips, and over time those will become soil and help you fill in those ruts. Well, hey, thanks for watching the video, and for all our homesteaders out there, my question for you is, would you chip in? Leave in the comments below what else can you use wood chips for? And like this video if you agree with my wife's decision not to cut that joke out. Subscribe for more videos, and we'll see you soon.
They really went after those wood chips.
Spread those chips, chickens.